Welcome to a Pinch of Pincha. We're going to do a Vinyasa sequence towards Pincha Mayurasana, forearm balance. Maybe we'll do it, maybe we won't, doesn't matter, there'll be options. I'm sitting on 2 blocks stacked one on top of the other on my shins. We'll start there. If you are comfortable sitting on your shins, go for it. You can place something else underneath your tush, like a rolled blanket or a cushion or something like this. Might be a good idea. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling and interlace your fingers with your right thumb on top of your left thumb, and keep your hands laced and place your palms back behind your skull. Ground your pelvis into what's underneath you and start to extend your spine, so back bend. Let your elbows widen, let your heart go up, and let your head tilt back. And keep your arms, but bring your elbows towards one another and round your spine. Do a cat pose in your back. Knit your ribs in. Let your hands be weights for your skull. Don't pull down, but let that be enough. And in the rounded position, in a flexed position, start to bring your spine over towards the right. So you do a side bend. So lean your ribs into the left. So you stretch the skin on the left side of your trunk. And keep your left hand on your skull just as is, and place your right fingertips down onto the floor next to your legs, and keep leaning your ribs to the left. And then keep your hand on the floor, but start to lift your heart back up towards the ceiling. Widen your left elbow again. And so you're in this kind of side bend, hybrid back bend thing. And while you're back here, release the top arm and reach it over towards the side. So continue to side bend, but as your ribs go left, really reach your stretched out arm further and further to the right now. You can turn your eyes, your chin up towards the top arm. And bring your arm closer to your chin. And stretch your neck really long. And then really slowly start to reach your arm forward towards your right knee. So your left hand's going to grab your right kneecap, and then release your right arm back behind you and twist towards your right. And press your hand into your knee and your knee into your hand, and notice that you can turn a little bit better. Get really buoyant in your heart, get really buoyant in your head. And then turn your right palm up towards the ceiling, and really slowly try and take the biggest, dopest circle that you can all the way over. Really slowly, still reach, over towards your left knee. So right hand grabs left knee. So you're grabbing both your kneecaps, your arms are crossed, you're in this rounded position, and just start to side bend from side to side, holding your knees, rocking from left to right. Let your head go, and keep the rounded position in your spine. And then come back to the middle and Garudasana your arms. So cross your forearms too if you can. You can give yourself a hug if you wanted to. And slowly start to unfurl into a back bend again. Lift your heart up towards the ceiling. Lift your elbows up towards the sky. Get really long through both sides of your neck. And then undo your arms off to the sides. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. And cross and interlace your fingers above your head. Have your left thumb on top of your right. And then grab the back of your skull like you did before and start to back bend. Raise the front of you up, raise the sides of you up. Go right, left, up, and lean back. And then keep your hands laced behind your skull. Bring your elbows closer together and round your spine. Start to side bend over towards your left. Lean your ribs over towards the right. Get super curvaceous on your right side. Keep the rounding. Keep your top arm onto your head and bring your left fingertips down to the floor. Keep side stretching for a moment. Notice if you're not rounding, I just kind of caught myself doing that. Flex your spine. It makes such a strange difference. And then keep everything the same, but start to bring your right elbow nice and high up into the air and start to back bend. Lean back into the hammock of your head. Try to stretch your right elbow wider. And then generally keep everything the same, but outstretch your right arm further to the side. Deepen your side bend. You can press your left fingertips down and off to the left, and lean, lean, lean to the right. Stretch, stretch, stretch your top arm further to the side. And then slowly grab the outside or the front side of your left knee with your right hand. Hold it and reach your left arm back behind you. Press your hand and your knee against one another and notice that turns you better. Lift your heart up. Get buoyant in your skull. And turn your left palm up towards the sky. And then slowly, like very slow-mo, start to swim your left arm all the way forward, like you're front crawling to reach the right knee with your left hand. Cross your arms, and again, stay rounded, stay floppy, and side to side. So side bending, lateral flexion with neutral flexion of the spine. And then come back to the middle and cross your arms again. So cross your forearms so you can grab your wrists. Unfurl yourself, round yourself up. Lift your elbows up as high as they go. Lift your heart nice and high. And back bend. And then undo your arms up towards the ceiling. Get your hands to touch above your head. And then take your hands to your heart. Namaste. Thanks for practicing. So we'll go on to hands and knees. Go on to all fours, tabletop. And press into your fingertips, and especially press into your index knuckles on both your hands. And then turn your biceps forward so you watch your elbows actually spin backwards in the opposite direction. Keep that and round your spine quite a bit. So cat your back, and then just hold cat and slowly start to bring your right elbow towards the ground, but only go about halfway. So the forearm is eventually going to go down to the ground, but don't let it yet. You can totally bend your left elbow a little bit. It's going to give you more room. And then notice if your elbow is just going off to the side, your right elbow, pull it towards the midline. And keep pressing your right index knuckle very firmly into the floor. And then keep rounding your upper back, which is tricky to keep, as you slowly bring the elbow all the way down to the ground into forearm. So the cues for the right arm are index knuckle down, hug elbow to the left, and then pull your shoulder blades apart while you're doing that. And then keep the elbow hugging in as you bring the arm all the way up off the ground. Cat your spine if you lost it. Do that with the other arm. Start to bend your left elbow. Pause about halfway. Notice it splaying off to the left. Pull it in towards the midline. Keep rounding your back, especially your upper back. And then descend the left elbow to the ground. Right elbow absolutely can bend. And we'll just take our time here. So press your left index knuckle into the ground. Hug the elbow to the right. Pull your shoulder blades apart. I keep on forgetting that. And keep that action as you slowly ascend the left forearm away and then off the ground. Let's do it with both elbows. Hold for a second. Round your spine, cat. You got to keep protraction in your shoulder blades. Bend your elbows just a little bit. They'll go off to the side, no problemo. Pull them towards one another. Notice if your index knuckles come off the ground when you do that. So you got to do everything at once. Index knuckles, elbows hug in, pull your shoulder blades apart, and then very slowly descend both your elbows down to the ground. Can you keep all that stuff? Index knuckles, elbows hug in, pull shoulder blades apart, slowly ascend. Oh, hard work. And then down dog. Same mechanics. Index knuckles press, wrap your elbows back, turn your biceps forward. And then press the ground forward like you're trying to lengthen your arms. And then in that position, with all that stuff, pull your shoulder blades apart. And then furrow forward into a plank. And do all the same stuff here. Index knuckles, press. Elbows, turn back.
Pull your shoulder blades apart from one another as far as they go. Keep that, bring your knees onto the ground, and slowly bring your chest way forward past Chaturanga Dandasana. Bring your left arm all the way off towards the left. Come up onto your right fingertips and slowly roll over onto your left side. And press your left index knuckle into the floor. Lift your left shoulder head up away from the ground. Feel like you're twisting to the right. And then come back onto your tummy. Let your left hand slip underneath your chest again. Reach your right arm off to the side. Roll over onto your right side. Tense your left fingertips. Press your right palm into the ground. Lift your right shoulder head up away from the ground and twist your torso to the left. Come back and set yourself up for a baby cobra. So place your palms next to your ribs and really plug your pelvis into the floor. Pull your shoulder blades together this time. And then pull your heart forward and up and off the ground. And as the tailbone goes down, as the pubis goes forward, press your hands down. Don't move them, but drag them back isometrically so you can pull your heart even further up. And then can you hold that and hover your hands right up off the ground? And then can you back bend even further? Can you lift your heart up more, even with your hands off the ground? And then land your hands and bring yourself back into a down dog. I just switched my direction so you could see better. Index knuckles press, elbows wrap back, shoulder blades pull apart. And then roll forward into a plank. And bring your right knee into your chest and round your spine. Press index, elbows back, pull your shoulder blades apart. Bring your knee closer to your heart and think of bringing your right eye to your knee. Find down dog split. Lift the right leg all the way up into the air. And step outside of your right hand. So you find a lunge, but it's nice and wide. Turn your legs into a warrior two position. So turn your left toes to the left. And reach your left arm straight forward out in front of you. So you come into a Parsvakonasana. Stamp your left foot down. Wrap your outer right hip down. So you externally rotate your right leg. And then from your back foot as the anchor, outstretch your left arm as far as it goes. And then lengthen the two sides of your neck and turn your chin up towards your arm. Place your left hand back down onto the floor where you found it. Spin onto your back toes again and reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. And just like you did on your butt, grab the back of your skull with your hand. And then bring your back knee down onto the ground. Drag your left knee, your back knee, forward. And drag your front foot back. Widen your right elbow, lift your heart up, and lean back into the hammock of your hand. Start to bend your left knee, bring it towards your booty. Reach back and grab the outside of your foot, and start to kick back into your hand. And as you kick back, keep dragging your left knee forward. And as you kick back, keep lifting your heart forward and up. You're going to still hold the same foot, but switch the grip, flip the grip, grab the inside of the same foot, look down towards the center of your yoga mat, and slowly fold down over your front leg. I like to take my right shoulder and place it on top of my right thigh, so it's a little shelf, and let your head hang. Move your tailbone down, and lean your hips forward more if you want more of a stretch. You can kind of move and sway from side to side. Get different angles, because you do have different quadriceps back there stretching. So if you go to the left, you'll stretch your lateral quads. If you move your foot to the right, you'll find the medial quadriceps. And then let's find our hamstrings. So move your tailbone down for this, really strongly. Keep your heel as close to your butt as you can, and slowly let go with your hand. And then while you're there, feel like you could get your heel even closer to your bum, and still round your back a lot. And then place both your hands inside your front leg, straighten your back leg, come onto your fingertips, and then start to straighten your right leg a little bit. And it doesn't have to straighten all the way, absolutely not, especially if you don't have blocks. It doesn't matter if the leg straightens. Pull your outer right hip back strongly, and pull your heart forward towards the front of the room. Get really long in your spine. And then with the length, you can absolutely fold down to the inside of your thigh. And then take your two hands onto the floor, step your right foot back, and come into a plank. Bring your knees down to the ground and go past Chaturanga Dandasana. Pull your heart forward and up, and then press back into a down dog. Index, elbows, protraction of the shoulders. Press the hands forward, even though they don't move. And then roll forward into a plank. Do all the stuff. Index, elbows, protract your shoulders. Keep that, bring your left knee into your chest, round your spine, curl your tailbone forward, pull your heart away from your knee, and bring your left eye to your knee, in that general direction. And then find down dog split. Lift your left leg up, and then step outside your left hand. So big wide step. Turn your right foot into a warrior two leg, and reach your right arm forward towards the front of the room. And then my teacher Abby says, get your ass on its own side for this. So start with your right foot, press that down, and move your hips to the right. Another cue for that is to pull your outer left hip back and down. And then as your right foot presses down, reach your right arm even further forward. Maybe turn your head up towards your top arm and get super duper long in your neck. Take your two hands down onto the floor, spin onto your back toes, and reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. Grab the back of your skull and take your back knee down onto the floor. You can point the back foot, pull your right knee forward towards the front isometrically, and drag your front foot back isometrically. Turn for sure, but also find a nice big opening in your heart. So lift your chest wide and up. Try to widen your left elbow a bunch. And then start to bring your heel towards your bum, right heel to bum. Reach your left arm back and grab the outside of your foot. And as you kick back, keep dragging your right knee forward in the opposite direction. And as the foot still presses into the hand, think of the heart lifting up. So if you're a bow, you'd be bending your bow more. Grab the inside of the same foot. Look down at the front of your mat and slowly fold down. You can place your left shoulder on top of your left knee. Let your head hang. And shift your pelvis forward a little bit. Bring your heel a little closer to your bum. And then recruit your hamstrings and start to move your leg from side to side. So you kind of roll on the inside of your knee and the outside of your knee. Sorry, I said recruit your hamstrings preemptively there for a second. I almost forgot about this thing. So again, we found on the first side, we better do on this second side, different angles. So as you move onto the outer knee, you'll find the outer quad stretching. If you roll onto the inner knee more, you'll find the medial quad stretching, some of your adductors as well. Okay, then let's do the hamstring thing. So it helps to round your spine, move your tailbone down, as in you'll get more of a contraction in your hamstrings. Keep that and slowly release your foot, very slow. And while you're there, pull the heel even closer to your bum. And then place your two hands down onto the floor, tuck your back toes on the ground, come onto your fingertips, straighten your back leg, and then straighten your front leg-ish. Push your left foot down, pull your outer left hip back, get your ass on its own side and get really, really long in your front body, in your back body, and your side body. Good, and then flatten your hands, bend your front knee, come into a plank. Bring your knees down onto the ground and slowly push past Chaturanga. Pull your heart forward and come into a baby cobra, and then find down dog. And so let's inhale together and do that with the breath. And exhale. And breathe in and breathe out. Roll forward, come into a plank, and inhale. Right knee to chest, round your spine. Exhale. Down dog split. Breathe in, lift your right leg up. Step outside your right hand as you breathe out. Warrior to your legs, turn your left foot to the left, reach your left arm forward on the inhale. And stay here and exhale and turn yourself a little bit deeper. And stay here for one more big breath in, pull the arm forward, forward, forward. And then take both hands down onto the ground and breathe out and spin onto your back toes. Reach your right arm up and twist to the right as you breathe in. And grab the back of your skull with the right palm and breathe out. And then back knee taps down, take a full breath in, open up your chest, do all the things. And stay like this, but bend your back knee and reach back and grab the outside of your foot as you breathe out. Take an inhale, open up your chest, kick back into your hand. And then we'll switch the grip. Grab the inside of your right same foot and fold down over your leg and breathe out. Let your head go. We'll do that 2 more times. Switch the grip. Take a full breath in and kick back into your hand. Open up your chest. Grab the inside of the same foot. Fold down over your leg. Let your head hang. Let's do it 1 more time. Switch the grip. Take a big breath in. Open up your heart. Switch the grip. Grab the inside of your foot and fold over your leg. Take your hands down onto the floor as you breathe in. And then straighten your back leg and come onto your fingertips and open up your chest as you breathe out. And take an inhale. Step your right leg back. Take an exhale, find Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog or a cobra, you choose. Breathe in. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. Stay for an inhale. And stay for an exhale. Plank. Breathe in. Left knee to chest, round your spine and breathe out. Down dog split. Inhale. Step outside your left hand and exhale. Parsvakonasana, spin your right toes to the right, reach your right arm forward. Breathe in. Staying and twisting. And breathe out. Turn your left ribs to your right ribs. And then reach your right arm further forward on the inhale. And then take both your hands down onto the floor and breathe out. Spin onto your back toes. Reach your left arm up to the ceiling. Take a full breath in. Grab the back of your skull and breathe out. Back knee taps down. You open into the back bend. And you inhale. And stay just like that, but reach back and grab the outside of your foot and breathe out. Accentuate the back bend, kick back, open your heart and breathe in. And grab the inside of the same foot, switch the grip and fold down as you exhale. Let your head go, all this stuff. Switch the grip 2 more times. Grab the outside of your foot, kick back, open to a back bend. Grab the inside of the same foot and fold and exhale. Last one. Breathe in. Inner foot, you fold and you breathe out. And then release, take your left hand down, take a breath in, tuck your back toes. Straighten your right leg and breathe out. Left foot back, plank, inhale. Chaturanga Dandasana, exhale. Up dog, breathe in. Down dog, breathe out. Inhale and exhale. And take a breath in and let a breath out. And lift your right leg up. Take a breath in. And this time, turn your right toes all the way to the right. Pull your outer left hip back and bend your right knee and pull the knee up and back. You can turn your chest to the right. You can bring your chin towards your right armpit. Do all that stuff. So as the right knee goes back, your heart turns to the right. And then come back to down dog split. Lift the leg up and step forward to your right thumb tip this time. Breathe out, so different. Just step your left foot forward halfway up. Take a full breath in. So make it so your feet are hip width distance. And then fold down over your legs and exhale. Roll yourself up and come into a chair. And breathe in. And then reach your arms back behind you and interlace your 10 fingers and exhale. Pull your fists down, lift your heart up and inhale. And then fold down over your legs and exhale. Bend your elbows for a second. With your elbows bent, pull your shoulder heads up away from the ground. And then with your shoulder blades on your back, see if you can straighten your arms a little bit better. Shake out your head, bounce around a little bit. And then bend your knees a lot and pull your heart halfway up towards the front of the room. And lift your left heel up into the air. And then lean into your right foot so you can lift your whole left leg up off the ground. And slowly step your left foot all the way to the back of your mat. Land on your left big toe. And then bend your back knee a little bit. Come on up. Bring your heart towards the ceiling as you pull your fists closer to the ground. And then reach your arms up towards the ceiling and find Crescent Lunge. And then find Warrior 2. Reverse your triangle. Reach your right leg to straight. Reach your right arm back behind you. And pause in the pose. So drive your feet down into the ground. Allow your outer left hip to turn forward so your belly button would turn forward. Lift your neck, lift your head. And from your outer right hip, lift all the way up into your arm. And keep that lift, lengthen your right side and reach all the way forward. And catch a hold of your right shin and let it slide down towards your ankle. And find triangle pose. Plug your feet into the floor, contract your quadriceps, and wrap your outer right hip down. Flip your left palm forward, so externally rotate your arm. And reach your left arm forward towards the front of the room. So all of a sudden it's a hybrid pose, triangle Parsvakonasana. And then start to bend your right knee outside your arm, but keep holding your shin right where it is. So the knee hugs outside the arm. And now you're in Parsvakonasana. Twist, turn your right ribs up. Plug your left foot down and reach way forward. Get long in your neck. And then look down at your right foot. Release your right fingertips all the way forward and come up into an Ardha Chandrasana. So balance on your right leg and reach your left leg up into the air. Keep facing left. Plug the four corners of your right foot very well into the ground. Wrap your outer right hip back. Notice it's all the same cues. And lift from your outer left ankle. Get long through your spine and twist upwards. Long through your neck. Maybe look upwards. Go as slow as you can go into Warrior 2. Step your left foot all the way back with control. Once you land, reach your right arm up. Reverse a warrior. And then cartwheel your two hands down to the floor and come into a lunge facing forward. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling like you've been doing. And this time, turn all your 10 toes towards the right. And stay in this modified side plank. Or step your right foot back. Come into a side plank. Move your outer right hip towards the same direction that you're facing in either case. And stretch long through the neck in either case. And then if you're in that modified side plank, turn your 10 toes forward and find a lunge. And then step back into a plank, and then side plankers come into a plank. We're all there together. Take a big breath in. Chaturanga, you can always use your knees and breathe out. Find a plank and inhale. And then find a down dog and exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. Take an inhale. And an exhale. Lift your left leg up. And take a breath in. Turn your left foot all the way to the left. Bend your knee. Start to wrap your outer right hip back. And lift the front of your left knee back and up. And then you can turn your heart towards the left. You can bring your chin towards your left armpit. And then down dog split. Step forward to your left thumb tip. Lunge. Step your right foot forward, feet hip width distance. Come halfway up and breathe in. Fold down over your legs and breathe out. Chair pose. Inhale. Bring your arms back behind you. Interlace your 10 fingers as you exhale. And then back bend and breathe in. Fold down over your legs and breathe out. Again, let's bend the elbows. Keep contact with your belly on your thighs. Keep your knees bent if you need to. Let your head shake out if you need to. And then as you pull your shoulder heads up, see if you can straighten your arms a bit. Keep your hands laced, bend your knees, pull your heart forward, and tip onto your right toes. So lift the right heel up. So all the weight goes on your left foot. Hover your right foot off the ground. And slowly step the foot all the way to the back of your mat. Find your right big toe. And then bend your back knee and slowly start to bring your upper body towards the ceiling. Start to bring your heart towards the sky. And as you lift the heart up, pull your fist down. Crescent lunge, reach your arms to the sky. Warrior two, turn to the right. Reverse triangle, straighten your front leg, reach your left arm up and back. Plug your feet, lift your kneecaps. Let your outer right hip turn forward. And then from your outer left hip, from your left ribs, through your left armpit, all the way through your fingertips, reach up and back. Try and manage a bunch of length on your left side as you reach all the way forward and grab a hold of your left shin. Let it slip down towards your ankle. Reach your right arm up and find triangle variation. Plug your feet, lift your knees, wrap your outer left hip down and back. All the same stuff. Now keep your legs super solid and reach your right arm forward. Keep spinning, keep turning. Keep holding your ankle and bend your left knee outside your arm. Do all the same cues. Feet, left tailbone, wrap it down. Twist up. Turn your head towards your armpit and reach. And then look down at your foot. Reach your left fingertips forward on the wood floor, wherever it is. Maybe it's a carpet. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Ardha Chandrasana. Plug through the four corners of your left foot. Contract your left quadriceps and wrap your outer left hip back. Same. Lift your outer right ankle and start to twist upwards. Turn your left ribs to your right ribs. Outstretch your arms really long and get super duper long through your neck. Slow-mo warrior two. Move like a ninja. Bend your left knee, step your right foot back. Reverse warrior. Breathe in, reach the left arm up. Cartwheel your two hands down to the front of your mat and breathe out. Flip onto your back toes. Reach your left arm up again and turn onto the outsides of both your feet. Remember, you can stay like this and we'll just cue it later. If you want, you can totally find side plank. And then if you're in that variation of side plank, turn your toes forward, find a lunge, and then everyone come up into a plank. Left hand down. Now we're going to hold plank this time. And turn over towards the right. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Find side plank on your left arm. Reach the right arm forward. Take your right hand down. Come into a plank. Turn your 10 toes to the left and reach your left arm up. Reach your left arm forward. Take your left hand down to the floor. Take a big breath in, and then find chaturanga. Breathe out. Up dog on the inhale, down dog on the exhale. Do pigeon on your right leg. Bring your right shin all the way forward. Like a surprise pigeon, wasn't it? Situate yourself well and bring your forearms on the ground. And then take your right hand, your right palm, onto the inside of your right thigh. Maybe I'll switch mine. So maybe if you're like, what are you talking about, man? I can switch. So your right palm onto the inside of your right thigh, left forearm stays on the ground, and you're gonna press down into your thigh as you turn yourself over towards your right. In case you were confused. And then as you turn, you can absolutely stay here, or you could bring your left heel towards your bum like we've been doing. Reach back and grab the outside of your foot. Kick back, make it a back bend, that whole thing. And as you kick back, pull your heart forward. So you make the bend in the bow bigger. Keep grabbing the same foot just like we did before, but grab the inside of your foot, look down at the front of your mat, and slowly bring your forehead towards the ground. Maybe it touches the ground for some of you. Make this more about your back leg now. Move your tail down and in. Pull your heel closer to your butt. And start to shift your hips. Even if it's such a small amount, shift your hips forward in space. Tailbone draws down. It's a key component. You'll feel the stretch bigger. Okay. Take both your hands down onto the floor and come into a down dog split. Lift your right leg all the way up. Turn your knee all the way to the right and open up the hip. Stack the right one on top of the left. You can stay here or come into Karasana. Step your right foot back behind you and reach the right arm forward. You can grab the back of your skull like you've been doing with your palm and traction your head towards the front of the room. Okay, smooth move into a down dog split. Take your right hand down to the ground, lift your right leg up, and then step forward to your right thumb tip and breathe out. Step your left foot to your left thumb tip, come halfway up and inhale, and then fold down over your legs and exhale. Chair pose. Breathe in, reach your arms up. Arms behind you, interlace your fingers, right thumb on top. Find a back bend, take a full breath in. Find a fold with your hands laced, and breathe out. Bend your knees, pull your heart forward, and breathe in. Let's do two. Fold over your legs, and breathe out. Again, bend your knees, inhale, bring your heart forward, but this time lift your left heel up. Slow step your foot to the back of your mat, and breathe out. Bend your back knee, find a back bend, take a full breath in, open up your chest. And this time, keep your hands laced, but find warrior two in your legs. And exhale. And then hook your two fists inside your right thigh. I find it helps to kind of turn to the left a bunch, and then snuggle the fist inside the leg, right by the groin. And then hook your right elbow inside your knee. Bank through your feet, wrap your outer right hip down. Push your elbow and your knee against one another. Broaden your chest and pull it forward, and then turn around that, twist up. Keep your left hand in a half bind, and place your right arm inside your shin, and re-grab your ankle like you were doing before. Do all the things, feet, right tailbone down, twist, keep turning, get super long in your spine, so you have more space. And then keep the half bind if you can, and walk your right fingertips forward and slowly come on up into a half bound Ardha Chandrasana. So now you can straighten your right leg. After all the bending, push into your right foot very strongly and contract your right quadriceps. Pull your heart forward and twist up. Now you can stay here 100% or bend your left knee, reach back and grab the outside of your foot and find Ardha Chandrasana. I think that's what it's called. Kick back into your hand, lift your heart forward and up. Bend your bow. Ardha Chandrasana, wherever you are. Release the bind if you got it. Reach your left arm up. And then find Warrior Two. Slow motion, be like a ninja. Reach your right arm up, reverse. Cartwheel your hands down to the floor. Find a lunge facing forward. And then step your right foot back and come into a plank. And inhale. And if you want chaturanga, go for it. Exhale. Up dog. Breathe in. Down dog. Breathe out. Bring your left knee to your left wrist. Pigeon, walk your right knee back. Bring your forearms down onto the ground. And then take your left palm to the inside of your left thigh, smush the thigh, roll the inner leg to the outer leg, and turn yourself to the left. Try to lift the left shoulder a bunch, pull the heart forward, do all the stuff. This is such a good pose, just stay right here. If you want to bend your back knee, you can reach back and grab the outside of your foot and kick back into your hand. And then grab the inside of the same foot, hold it, and fold down over your pigeon leg. I don't think I cued it on the first side, but if you're still in that twist grabbing your thigh, you can totally fold with us. So tailbone drawn down, pelvis goes forward, heel to bum if that's what you're doing. And then release the foot if you got it. Take your two hands down onto the floor, straighten both your arms, and come into a down dog split. Lift your left leg up, bend the knee, bring the knee over to the left, and find a big stretch on your outer left hip. And then bring your left leg down to the ground. You can straighten your right leg, reach your left arm forward, and find Karasana. You can grab the back of your skull with your palm, and traction your head towards the front. Smooth move into a down dog split. Lift your left leg all the way up into the air. And step forward to your left thumb tip. Step your right foot forward, come halfway up. And inhale. And then fold down over your legs. And exhale. Chair pose. Breathe in, reach your arms up. Arms behind you, interlace your 10 fingers and exhale. Heart goes up. Breathe in, fist go down. Fold down over your legs and exhale. Bend your knees, breathe in, pull your heart forward. Fold down over your legs and breathe out. Inhale, come halfway up. And exhale, fold. Okay, bend your knees, breathe in, and bring your right heel up. Slow step the foot all the way to the back of your mat. And exhale. Fist down, heart up, back bend. You can totally bend your back knee. Keep your hands laced and find a Warrior Two in your legs. And then hook your fists inside your left thigh. And if you turn your ribs to the right, like backwards towards your back leg, I bet you can snuggle your fists in there better. And then keep that, but pull your left elbow inside your left knee. Press your feet down. Move your left tailbone down. Press your elbow and your knee together. Twist your body upwards. Lengthen your spine. Keep your right hand in a half bind. Take your left hand on the inside of your left ankle. Notice that all the moves are the same. Everything's the same. The cues are the same. Look down at your left foot. Take your left fingertips forward. If you want to keep the half bind, you absolutely can. Come into a half bound Ardha Chandrasana. So lift your right leg up into the air. Push through your left foot. Contract through your left quadriceps. And use your right hand as a way to pull the outer left hip back like we've been saying. Now lift the right leg higher. Pull the spine longer. And turn around all that. If you want to bend your right knee, that's your top leg, reach your arm back and grab the outside of your foot and find Chapasana. Go for it. Kick back into your hand. Bow your heart forward. Ardha Chandrasana wherever you are, so you release the bind if you have it, release the foot if you have it. Ninja yourself back into a warrior two. Reverse your warrior two. Breathe in. And then cartwheel your hands down to the floor. And breathe out. Come into a plank and inhale. And this time do side plank over towards your left and exhale. Left arm goes forward. Take your left hand down to the floor, find plank pose. One more time, to the right. Reach your right arm forward. Plank and inhale. Chaturanga and exhale. Up dog, take a breath in. Let's do child's pose. Breathe out. You can even take your arms back behind you. So it's real deal balasana. Let your head rest. Take a breather. Okay, come on up. Lots of options. So strength building class for sure. I'm gonna use one block for Pincha, and I'm gonna do my Pincha like this. And you could also, the first stage of Pincha Mayurasana is with your hands interlaced like this. So you do you, and you can also just be in a forearm down dog, like a dolphin down dog with your hands even like this, and lift one leg up. We're just gonna like kick up a couple times, I'm gonna hold it, running out of time I feel. But we will just kind of like play around with the variation. If you have a wall, then use the wall. You could do L handstand with your, or L forearm stand and walk your feet up the wall. So lots of options. Let's take a couple minutes to do this. If you wanna be with me, then I'll like cue it out and then we'll just all kind of finish together around the same time. So bring your forearms on the ground. Again, options. You can absolutely interlace your fingers together. You can absolutely use a block in between your palms, or if you're down, have your palms down on the ground. And then come into a dolphin down dog. And lift your right leg up into the air. And bend your left knee, and do all those same things. Hug your elbows into the floor, pull your shoulder blades apart. And then you can hop up and find the posture. I flipped out of mine, so we can try that again. If you're hanging up there, good for you. Watch yourself. The whole time it's like shoulder protraction, shoulder protraction. Elbows in, elbows in. And then let's take a break in between. So if you're up the wall, take a break. If you're floating, take a break. If you're in a down dog split, take a break. Oh, that's me wiping out on camera. Notice if you're short of breath like I am, take bigger breaths and try and make the exhales last longer than the inhales. Okay, let's try it again on the other side. So go up the wall if that's you, and you'd be lifting your left leg up. If you're in dolphin, you'd be lifting your left leg up. Let's do it. Dolphin something, reach your left leg up. Push your elbows into the floor and protract your shoulders wherever you are. Watch it, it might make you wipe out. Okay. Right leg seats the ground. If your left foot is in the wall, kick it into the wall. For me, it's almost like I have this sense of rounding my back, which probably means I'm not just overusing my low back or using it less. Okay, and then come on down and find a child's pose for a second. And then come on up and stand on your shins and take your hands onto the very tops of your bum Maybe your fingertips are pointing down, maybe your fingertips are pointing up, you do you. Press your shins into the ground very firmly and use your hands as a way to smush your butt down and slightly forward. And then broaden your chest and start to lean back. And as you lean back, do you feel it in your low back? Lift out of the low back. Lift your heart, peel it back. And if you're into grabbing your heels, go for it. Even if you grabbed your heels, the imprint of your hands on your booty still pulling down, you're still out of the low back, so pull out of there. Get as long as you are extended. And then come on back up. Look forward to the horizon and sit down onto your hips. Take bigger breaths. Lie down. If you got those blocks and you want to use them for twists, then totally rock that out. But lie down onto your back and bring your feet onto the floor. So your feet are right underneath your knees, heels right underneath your knees really. And lift your bum up into the air. Push into your feet, grab the sides of your yoga mat, pull it apart and tuck your shoulders underneath your chest. Use your legs. Press the feet down, lift your bum up. Lift your mid back up, lift your heart up. And then you can absolutely stay in bridge or come down or place your palms onto the floor next to your skull, fingertips turn towards your shoulders, and press up onto the top of your head for a second. I like to take my hands wider, but you don't have to. You can turn your fingers towards the sides and pull your elbows slightly together and straighten your arms. Same cues, feet pressed down, bum lifts up, mid back contracts, heart is open, and let your head go. And then slowly come down, look up, and lie down on your back. Okay, same order of operations. Your feet are on the ground. Lift your bum up into the air, Setu Bandhasana, variation, grab the sides of your mat and tuck your shoulders underneath you. Feet press, butt lifts, lift your mid back, lift your heart. Option to stay, option to come out whenever you're ready. When you're ready, if you're ready, place your palms onto the floor next to your head. Come up onto the top of your head, shift your hands around so it feels good for your body. Fingertips out, wider is a little bit more spacious. Bring your elbow tips a little closer together, roll onto your forehead a little bit, and straighten your arms. And then bend your elbows, look up, and lie down on your back. Take some breaths. Maybe let's knock the knees in. So let your feet go off to the sides. Let your knees touch. Take big breaths. Okay, let's do a supine twist. I love blocks in between my thighs and in between my feet. So if you have them, you could use them like that. Most narrow width, the tall part of the blocks going up and down. Either way, place your feet back down onto the ground and shift your hips over to the right a bunch. Move your booty to the right. Then bring your knees into your chest and let your legs just slowly fall to the left. And I really like the cue of walking. Keep everything the same, but walk your shoulders over to the left a bit. And you can place your left hand on the outside of your knee, just kind of a loose grip, and let the breath do the job of turning your ribs to the side. Let the exhales twist you. Let the inhales pull you up. And basically just relax. back to the center. Bring your butt back to the middle, both cheeks land, and shift your butt to the left. And keep that and bring your knees into your chest. And then just let everything, your legs, spill off to the right. So you land your whole outer shin and ankle. And then walk your shoulders over to the right a bit. If you need to pick up your head, do it. Try and get your left shoulder a little closer to the floor. It does not matter if it lands, that's for sure. And then place your right hand on the outside of your left knee, just as a gentle, soft weight. And you can start to kind of increase the inhales and the exhales. And notice what breathing more deeply does to the upper body. What does it do to your twist? How does it move your body around? And come back to both butt cheeks on the ground. If you got blocks, you can get rid of them. Bring your knees into your chest and wrap your arms around your shins. You can grab opposite elbows and rock back and forth. So up on Asana. And then you can absolutely just stay like this, rock, eventually lie down, or you can progress this a bit. Grab the outsides of your feet and do happy baby. You can grab the outside of your ankles if you prefer. It's kind of like the same kind of squatting position that we did in Parsvakonasana with our arms on the inside of the legs. You want to roll over onto your right a bit and straighten the leg towards the right. Maybe it straightens a bit more, maybe it straightens all the way, it doesn't matter. Come back to happy baby and maybe stretch your left leg straight. And then come back to happy baby. You can absolutely, again, lie down. We'll progress this if you want. Bring your armpits right into your kneecaps and slowly roll. Lift your bum up and roll onto your top back. So there's a very mild, that's probably relative, but generally speaking, a mild variation of Karnapidasan. Definitely a variation. I myself am wondering what my angle looks like, if it's a flattering angle. I'm assuming not. Don't look. And again, you can stay right here, you can lie down on your back and start to rest, or you can progress it. You can take your arms back behind your calves and cross your wrists. Kind of like we did it in that seated position at the beginning of class, but we're grabbing the front of the shins. So the right grabs the left and the left grabs the right. And you can plug your ears with your inner knees. If this is at all uncomfortable for your cervical spine, for your neck, then pretty please just lie down, roll out of this very slowly and lie down into Shavasana. And for me, it's quite a comfortable position. This is actually really soothing and therapeutic for my low back. I'm going to stay for a little bit longer. Whenever you're ready, just roll out of this, lie down onto your back and start to rest. a time, step your feet on the ground. 1 step, 2 step. Reach your arms back behind you, so your upper arms just rest next to your head, so that when you roll over onto your right, you have a little pillow for your head. You can stay on your side for a sec. Maybe if your eyes are closed, you could even keep them closed and turn your head, your closed eyes towards the floor. Push into your left hand and slowly roll yourself up. So your head's the last thing to lift. Take your hands to your heart. Namaste. Thanks for practicing. Hope to see you again here soon. Take care.